Hello, I am Raghav Dobhal from PGP1. I am Trichy, and I'm going to talk about education in India. So, India is a very big country, and we have our own problems. We are facing a lot of problems as we are a developing nation. Population is one of them. So, do we have a solution? Do we really have a solution? I do not think there is a single solution. There are many of them, but I think one of the most important of them is education. Good quality of education can bring a lot of solutions to a country. So let us talk about education in India, what the situation really is. So the literacy rate in India in 1947 was around 12%. And according to the 2011 census, it is around 74% right now, which is a great amount of improvement. Yeah. And if we consider among the genders, it is 81% for males and 65% for females. So there is a gap, there is a huge gap. We need to look into it. In urban areas, it is around 86%, and rural areas, it is around 74%. Again, there is a disparity. So these are some things we need to look into. But it is painting a considerably rosy picture that there has been a great improvement since 1947. But let us talk about literacy. How do we really define literacy? So literacy is usually defined as the ability to read or write your name or simple phrases in any language. So if you can write your name in your mother tongue or any language, you're considered to be literate, which I think is a very narrow definition of education. Okay, so education is not just about writing a name. Education is required to exist in the society and to contribute, which cannot be done only through such things. So first of all, this definition needs to be changed. Okay, literacy is not the true indicator of the quality of education in our country. So we need to consider this. Let us start talking about the public schools in our country. So the infrastructure present in our public schools isn't very good. The classrooms are not properly built, they are broken, blackboards aren't there. This is about the infrastructure, some of the problems that we face. But what about the teachers? The most important thing in a school are the teachers who are going to impart education to the students. But sadly, that also isn't very good. The quality of teachers has been seen in the recent past isn't very good. It doesn't meet the required standards. Why is it so? So I believe that to solve this problem, the selection process should be more sturdy, more stricter. And also after selection, teachers should regularly undergo training from experts on how to improve their teaching methods. So this is one requirement. We need constant guidance and training of the teachers in government schools. Because if the teachers are good, then a lot of problems can be solved and students will gain knowledge more easily and in a better way. And if we talk about the higher education in our country, we are really doing pretty well and we are moving towards great improvement. The government has released a lot of funds for many colleges. It has introduced many new colleges, new IITs, new IIMs, NITs, triple ITs. So yeah, it is a good step. We are moving towards it. But does it really solve the problem? According to me, focusing so much on higher education and not on primary education is a mistake that we are making, because if the base isn't strong, the building won't be strong enough. So first of all, we need to focus on the primary education. If we want to help the underprivileged sections of the society, we need to focus first on their primary education. We need to ensure that they are going to schools, they are provided with books and funds if they do not have it. So I think we should start focusing more on schools, non-primary education, because if they have good school education, other things will fall into place. So we need to focus first of all over there. So now also about the schools. What about the teaching methods? What are we really teaching? What is important? What is not? So in today's world, English is a language which has become quite necessary, because it is the global language. It is used everywhere in business and industry, everywhere. So English is definitely required that you possess a certain minimum limit of skill in English language. So I think the focus should more be on English, spoken, written, and reading. So English should be at the most focus, and after it, basic maths should be known by all the students. And then one thing that we need to include in our curriculum is teaching the students technology and computer. Especially in government schools, technology is not the focus, and technology can be a great thing for bringing the change. So I think in schools we need to include courses where students are taught about computers, smartphones, how to use it, internet, how to access internet, because internet is a vast pool of knowledge and it can be used for various purposes. So if a student is taught how to use internet, and a person who's really interested in learning can use it to great benefits. So these things should be focused on primarily. So technology can be used. So now let us talk about some things like reservation. So according to me, reservation is a good step if you want to involve people in education. It should be implemented more in schools. It is required more over there. But according to me, in courses like medicine, reservation should not be there, because medicine is a profession where it requires a lot of skill and intelligence, and a lot of lives are at stake. So it needs to completely be on merit. So there is one thing we need to focus on. And only education is not important. Employability is becoming a great cause of concern these days. Many people are having many degrees of engineering and management, but they are not considered employable. So we need to look into that. We need to make people skillful. So Skill India is a great program that is a step towards it. We need to make people more skillful. They need to work on a certain skill. Any person can pick up any skill according to their liking, and they should focus on it and learn it properly. So that would help them gain employment in the future. So what would I suggest for the future? What steps should we take? I think technology is the answer for it. Internet is really connecting the world. The world is becoming smaller day by day. We are connected everywhere around the world. The resources are infinite and they can be used in your room itself. So I think internet and technology should be brought to the government schools of India. The children should be taught how to use it. Internet connectivity should improve, and e-learning can be a great source of success for education in India, where quality teachers can interact with students while sitting at different places but impart knowledge at the same time. So technology must be used, and e-learning resources must be used, and the students should be taught how to use internet. This is very important. We need to connect all the students to internet to give them access to knowledge that is present there for all of us to use. So India is definitely moving towards success in development, but the cornerstone or the most important point here is the education of the students of a country, and we really need to focus on it today. Thank you.